Hi everyone. So in this video I'm going to talk about what I've learned during the discussion on advanced term instability, or let's call it SIM 226, on prelim to finals. So in prelim I learned that there's a lot of surveys that we need to conduct, we need to pass during the dry docking, which is the initial survey, annual survey, um, renewal survey, and intermediate survey. So initial survey, complete inspection of all the items concerning the particular certificate before the ship is put into service, to make sure the process satisfactory conditions and are capable of carry out of service for which the ship is intended. While the annual survey means a written document submitted to the commission summarizing the activities of the team as related to child protection investigation and service with the data element and format pres- prescribed by the commission. So while the intermediate survey or dry docking surveys or inspections are more extensive form of annual survey, in which several other functional, operational aspect and maintenance routines of shipboard equipment are verified. While for the renewal survey, it should consist of an inspection with a test when necessary of the structures or machinery and equipment, to ensure that the requirement relevant to the particular certificate are complied with, and those they as in satisfactory conditions are to fit for the service for which the ship is intended. On second, on midterm, I learned the effect of density and effect of the slacks tanks. So it discussed the way to unload to maintain the present draft when coming from the water to high density to water of lower density. It also discussed the calculate calculate the final on how to calculate the final kg and gm, applying the moment of the inertia from the tables, and also it calculates the final kg and gm applying the free surface moment from the tables with the specified density of the liquid. And it also explained on how the longitudinal subdivision can reduce the effect of the free surface. So when a ship moves from the water of one density to water of another density, with there being change of her mass, the draft will change. This will happen because the ship must displace the same mass of the water in each case. Since the density of the water has changed, the volume of water displaced must also change. This can be seen from the formula mass equal to volume density. I learned a lot of calculation in this midterm discussion, like new draft over old draft is equal to old density over new density, on how they calculate it. Semi-final, I remember that the about dry docking and grounding. It discussed the minimum GM to ensure that the ship remains stable at the point of taking the blocks overall, and it also discussed the loss of GM and the draft of the ship after the lead has fallen by a stated amount. And I also learned that what is the main purpose of the dry docking, which is to expose the underwater parts for inspection, repair, and maintenance. The ship to be since maneuver into the lock and the gates are sealed posts, which all the seawater accumulated in the vessel is drained for better inspection and repair. While the ship grounding, it means the ship stranding is the impact of a ship on seabed or waterway side. It may be intentional, as in reaching to land crew or cargo, and carrying for maintenance or repair, or unintentional, as in marine accident. So when a ship enters a dry dock, she must have a positive initial GM, and also be upright and trimmed slightly, usually by the stern. And also the purpose of this discussion is to, or this chapter is to show the methods by which the effective metrocentric height may be calculated for any instant during the dry docking process. I learned the method A and also the method B, which is the MM1 is equal to upthrust times km over the displacement. That is the method A. And the formula of method B, the GG1 is equal to upthrust times kg over displacement minus upthrust. On final discussion, I learned that there's a lot of topics that I've encountered during that final, and I remember on how the importance of maintaining the ship stability, and that the ship officer must ensure that the loading or discharging sequence is such that the vessel stability is never compromised, and that permitted stress limits are never exceeded. The most critical times are during loading and discharging, during which the bending and the stress limit must be carefully monitored. And also, the ship stability is an area of naval architecture and ship design that deals with on how the ship behaves at sea or both in still water and in waves, whether intact or damage. And also, stability calculation focus on the center of gravity of buoyancy, the metacenters of vessel, and on how interact. So that's all about my learnings about on how during the prelim to finals. I learned a lot of things when our instructor discussed it all about, but when those I've mentioned earlier, that's all on what easily come up on my mind. So thank you, and hope you enjoyed this video.